Hello, you guys. Welcome to Friday night session. I'm Eric Yamamoto, and I am going to be doing some more storyboarding. All right, let's do this. So, what I said I was going to do is show you how I clean up a drawing. But I had a question. I wanted to see if anyone was interested in me doing more thumbnails that continue with the story, or I'll take a poll. Let's see, start a poll. Continue storyboarding. Hey, what's up, Paul? I'm doing pretty good. I had work today, which I'm so thankful for. A little tired, but overall pretty good. Let's see. The poll will be continue storyboarding the shot list? Question mark. Start the poll. Or should I do question and answer? I've never tried this, but let me try this again. Would you like me to... Thanks, Paul. Would you like me to continue to thumbnail the shot list, or show how I clean up my boards, my bores, or bores? Start Q&A. Oh. Well, 2 said yes. And, well, then for right now, I will continue with the thumbnailing. So, what I have now is I'm on shot 11 right here. So basically right now I just wrote my number right here in relation to my shot list, which is close up on stranger dog's face. Oh, nice, man. Everybody's saying yes. All right, let me end the Q&A. Confirm. Dope. Hey, Jasmine. Good hearing from you. Hey, straight shooter. Okay, I don't know what storyboarding or shot listing is. So, prior, what I did was I took a script and I broke it down into, like, what are the beats? What are the main beats of the story, of the thing? And then I translated it into shots, like, oh, I'm gonna do a frontal shot of a man walking down a hallway with his dog, and then I did another one where it's like a close-up of a husky. So that's like the shot list for myself to organize what I want to draw, because in a script it doesn't show you what to draw, it just tells you the story. Anyways, so the question was, do you want to see me continue on with the story of where I left off on Wednesday, or do you want to see me draw a pretty picture? Not a pretty picture, like a frame for all the production could see. And so far, everybody, 5 votes yes on continuing to storyboard and not do the cleanup, which is great to hear, because yeah, I wanted to do the story. because you want to see where it's going to go. Because pretty pictures are great. I love it. You know, people are attracted to pretty pictures, but as a storyboard artist, you want to tell the story as effectively as possible. Straight shooter. Okay, wait. What are you doing? Is this a movie or a cartoon or what? Man, I love you, straight shooter. So basically, what I'm doing is the movie The Thing. And I hope you guys, maybe you have seen it, maybe you haven't, but there was a 1982 movie called The Thing. It took place in Antarctica. And I took a script that I downloaded off the internet, and I took basically this scene because a friend of mine, by More Human Than Black, he suggested I do the dog scene in the movie The Thing. Straight shooter, have you seen the movie The Thing? I'll wait to hear for your answer, but I'm just gonna keep going. So basically I did that, and I broke it down. Breaking it down for me is like just understanding the story, like understanding the script in general. Like, what is this script about? What is it saying? What do I need to show? Never seen it. Dope. All right, cool. Never seen it, but I'm aware of the movie and the director. Dope. Okay. So I broke it all down just like this on Monday night. You could check out the saved live stream in prior in the archive of my YouTube channel. But basically, this dog is infected with something, and it becomes something, a monster. And the scene is where the dog trainer, Clark, hears the dog barking, and all the dogs are barking, going crazy. He goes back down and checks it out and sees that it's alien. And he has everybody come down and try to kill it. And then after I do this, I wanted to show the movie in comparison to what I storyboarded, to see how accurate it was. And I'll tell you, I've seen this film before, but it was a long time ago. But reading the script, it was very different than what I remember, and not as descriptive in the script as I remember, because I mean, the film is crazy. But anyways, so that's kind of a lowdown of what happened, or of what I did. So basically, I broke it down just like this, and then on Wednesday, I wanted to, speed it up a little bit, because I thought it was kind of boring, like this live stream, because storyboarding, it takes time, and anything takes time. If you watch someone paint, it's like, usually they speed it up in post. But anyways, I wrote a shot list. I took what I did. I took all this. Clark and dog walk down tunnel, and in a Google Doc, I wrote wide two shot of Clark and dog walking down the tunnel. Is this a remake of the original movie? There was a remake of the original movie in, I think, 2011, but I'm doing my take on it. Maybe with the help of you guys too, because in here this right here, this script is for educational purposes only, and that's what we're doing, an educational purpose. And you know, it'll be kind of fun to see what we come up with versus what was shot. So, all right, I'm going to continue. So anyways, but thank you for the question, Straight Shooter. It's it keeps me on my toes. Anyhow, so what we have so far is it's a 2-shot of Clark walking down the tunnel, and then I have like I have a shot of him, of just the guy, and we're leading him. Which leading is, it could be a steady cam, it could be a dolly, it could be, with storyboards you got to use film language to communicate your ideas or communicate things that you want to the director and to the whole crew. But so this is a wide shot. This right here is kind of like a medium close-up. We're leading him with the camera, and then I got one on the husky. We're leading him with the husky, and then we're following behind as he goes into the kennel. We got an insert shot. Insert is like a shot. Can anybody explain what an insert shot is? But basically, it's like a shot that you insert in between, like in between two shots. I don't know how to explain it. It's usually like a close-up of something that doesn't have to use a principal actor. So you could have like the second unit go off and film that while the first unit goes off and does all the principal characters. So anyways, insert shot of Clark unlatching. And then right here I was kind of exploring different ideas, like oh, here it is. Here's the what do you call it? Dope. Thank you, Jamil Johnson. What's up, Jamil? Jamil? My bad. I'm not the best at reading. But anyways, so I have a shot right here. We're behind the dogs looking at Clark, and then we have a shot of all the dogs looking at this new intruder, or this new dog coming in. This is the shadow. And then we have this master shot, which I said is behind the dogs. A master shot is, it shows all the action, so you could always cut back to it in the edit. And then once he leaves the dog, he starts petting the dogs, all this, and then he turns around and exits. So then I have a camera outside of the kennel. And again, I'm not thinking about composition right now. I'm thinking of story. I'll think about composition when I'm doing the next stage, which is the roughs. So he opens it up, he closes it, locks it. A leading shot and a tracking shot, is that the same thing? No, it's not the same thing. So like a tracking shot from a top view is, here's a track, and usually you're putting it on like you have a dolly right here. So let's see from the side view. It looks like this. And then you have like a camera on it. I mean, I guess you could do a leading shot if the camera was like this, but then you'd get the track in there. You might see the track, like it might be like this. You might see that track if you're leading them. So usually it's like aimed to the side like that. So So it's usually like parallel to the camera. So are you in charge of what the scene looks like in real life? All right, here's what I'm gonna do. These are a lot of questions right now, and I appreciate them, but I'm just gonna move on with the story, and then we will talk questions after. Is that cool? I'm ending the poll right now. Start poll. Yeah. All right, cool. Thank you, Jamal. So anyways, so but Jamal, thank you, Straight Shooter. Jamal, does that answer your question about the tracking shot? I'm just gonna say I think so. Anyways, so then after he closes the door, he reveals that the dog is there all by himself. The camera pushes in as all the other dogs start to gather around, and it starts sniffing this new dog. Like, who is this new dog? And then after that, there's all these separate instances that happen. Interior sleeping cubicle. Childs lies in the cot. Interior pub. McReady, that's another character. He's looking at videotapes. And then we have another one of interior lab. I wouldn't usually storyboard these. I usually just write them out like this. Call them slugs. Because it's usually there isn't that much action going on there. And then from here we go to exterior compound, and then from here it's interior rec room. It's showing that it's 4:30 a.m. so everyone's asleep. I thought that was a very important beat, that time has passed. And then we come over here. They're in this is the hallway, sleeping quarters. Everyone's sleeping. I think I would do a pull back. I think that would be fun. And then right here, 71, Mac is in the pub. He's still looking at these things. So it says that McReady is still in the pub looking at the screens of the videotapes. So I thought that was important because he's awake. It's showing that everyone's asleep but Mac. And then we come to shot number 10. I erased this because I'm like, you look at the other video to figure why I did that. But I have start on the dog sleeping, camera tracks along them and lands on stranger dog. Stranger dog's head comes up. So that's what this is. We're tracking along all the dogs, and then here's stranger dog. I made stranger dog a different color, and head comes up. And I showed right here what it would kind of look like from the top view. And because the time has passed, I moved the dog deeper into the space because I know there's going to be some action that takes place against this wall, so that's why I placed the dog there. Again, if we have a director here, they might say, no, let's have the dog over here. And I'd be like, okay, cool. No worries. Let's put him there and see how the composition changes. Usually when you change one thing, it affects everything else that came before it. It's kind of like writing. Like, you know, if you make one change to a scene 55, everything else changes, or maybe like scene 2 will change because of that. So then I got shot 11, close up on the stranger dog's face. Stranger dog's face is right here. It looks pretty, so this is the beginning of the transformation of the dog. So I had a frontal because he's kind of staring out in nothing. Like, I remember this one time, like my first girlfriend, we came home to her house and she was saying, Lucky, Lucky, looking for her cat. And the cat wouldn't come. The cat would always come. And then, Lucky, Lucky. And then I'm just in the front room. She goes into her room and she's like, Lucky, what's going on? And then I run over into the room and I see this cat that's like sprawled out like this. There's like foam in its mouth. It's like vomited something and it's just like twitching and shaking. And it was just like a statue. And it was just freaky. And so I was thinking, like, you know, this part right here, let's make it where it's straight on, dead on, and like from the other dog's point of view, and it's freaking out. So again, right here, I got more reference before this, and I got like, see, this is what inspired me when I was telling that story, because this looked like what the cat looked like. And I would think it's kind of the husky is kind of in pain, or maybe it's not in pain. I'm not sure, but it's for us to explore. I do feel like at the beginning of pre-production, a lot of storyboarding is exploring, because you sometimes, maybe a character designer isn't on yet, and you have to figure out within the space of a drawing of like, well, how big is this thing gonna be? What does it do? So you kind of have to put on a lot of different hats, and that's what makes it fun, but also challenging. And you got to do your research. I heavily research on things, and sometimes I get stuck in researching that it's like, okay, I got to move on. Anyways, so let's go to shot 12. Wide, low angle of the pack. Some pops their heads up. Maybe it's over the shoulder of the stranger dog. That's what this is. Or over the stranger dog's shoulder. And then now we go over the pack. Some stand, some back away. Camera pushes in on the stranger dog. So and just make sure you guys can see. Yes. So here's our stranger dog. Oh, thank God I have water. I'm not going to be looking at the chats right now, because I got to concentrate. So let's see, here's the dog. I'm making it right in the center. Let's see, here's one dog right here. Starting to come up. Throwing the ground in there, giving some perspective. Here are the walls. Let's see how far I could get in 30 minutes. So basically the dogs start moving toward our stranger dog. It's 13, 14, raking over some of the dogs. Some start to growl, keeping the pack together. Always keep the stranger dog by itself. That's just a note for myself. So anyways, let's do 14. Okay, raking over some of the dogs starting to growl. I feel as though that, and they need to be motivated by that somehow. So like, maybe we cut back to our bad dog. We'll cut back to our bad dog and do something to make it look like it's. Actually, let's look up, to make it look like something that the other dogs would be weary about. So, let's see what husky with rabies. Foam in mouth. Oh, those cute puppies. But no. So, they didn't have what I was looking for. So, gotta just make it up. I'm still looking at my reference. Maybe it has some foam in its mouth. And then we go to 15. So I added a new shot right there. So I'm gonna, boom, 14, frontal on stranger dog, looking, or beginning to, the beginning of transforming, frontal on stranger dog. For any of you writers out there, what's a good description of that? Like before transforming. I will look at the chat right now. But I'm just gonna write what I write. But if you have something better, let me know. Frontal of stranger dog, foaming at the mouth, starting to transform, and then we got that. So 15 now is raking over some of the dogs. Some start to growl. So we're right here. I'm gonna go back over the shoulder like this. Of this dog, of our hero dog, like that. And we'll have some of these other dogs beginning. No, I don't want to use that. I should stick to what I wrote. I'm going to have them Okay, I established this guy. He's on the right side, so all of them will be on the left. So these right here, like it's okay if they're rough right now, because later you're gonna go back and when you're cleaning it up, you're probably gonna look at some reference and you might find a composition in there. But this is just like note-taking, exploration. I don't know. Medium, close to the stranger dog. It's like a statue. So I guess I'll just get a profile of this stranger dog. Wonder what a sick husky looks like. How about a seizure husky? Ooh. Sorry. So yeah, you guys feel free to keep chatting with. I don't mind having. It was just a lot of questions at the beginning, but feel free to ask if you need. It would be really cool if I could if I could hear you guys, because I feel like I'm talking to myself. So here's that dog. It's maybe I am talking to myself. You know, if we were going to do final storyboards, I was going to ask you guys who you thought could be Clark, you know, or who you guys thought could possibly be thanks, John. John is Kenzo is my cousin. He is a fantastic artist. He's going to be going out to sell some of his artwork this weekend, which I don't think we'll be able to make. All right, dope. Top-down shot to establish the distance between the dogs. That's good. That's dope too. So let's do that. raking over some dogs. Medium, close to stranger dog. It's like a statue. That's 16. Let's go over here. 17. Top down. Establishing. Dope. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but I'm going to just try and see. So let's say here's our bad dog. Then we have all these other dogs. Like that. That's one idea. Let's explore another one over here. Maybe it's, what if we had it like this? If this is our bad dog right here, establishing some grids. Bad dog right there. Maybe we have some good dogs right here. I wrote 17 alt. These are just alt ideas. Or you can do straight up. Yeah, it's always nice to have something to show the geography. Maybe they're all kind of coming toward this dog. Cool. So let's see. After that, this is our 17. 18 camera punches on stranger dog's eyes. So probably, like, another thing that is nice about having storyboards that are so rough and stuff like this. I mean, like my Get Out storyboards were like this rough. They were so rough. But just because I wasn't on for very long, I had to go fast. And but what's great is that it's just an impression. And then once the director, the cinematographer, production designer get out there, then it's moldable. Like you know that you want a wide shot, you know, or a top down, but it's like, this is not that. You don't have to be that specific of like, oh, it has like real pointy ears, and I mean, some directors like that kind of detail. But I feel like rough storyboards, it helps give wiggle room for all the departments. But they know that, okay, we are going to get a close-up of these eyes. We're going to need like puppets, maybe. We're going to need like special effects. You might also have some visual effects in there, and it's just like a target for people to hit, or other departments to hit. Here's a fun story. When I was storyboarding the film Us, Jordan really wanted to figure out what this mask was going to look like on Pluto. Pluto was the little boy who was the bad little boy, and he couldn't figure. He talked the costume, this and that, and then I sent him a text of one of these like burn victim masks, and I mean, it's really sad, but let me see if I can find it. But he loved it, and he's like, good stuff, Eric, or good stuff, Yamamoto. Burn victim masks. Like this right here. But there was one specific one. Look at that. I mean, it's so sad. I got to turn this off. But yeah. So you can inspire directors. That's what I love, is to inspire the directors, and then they make it their own. That's you're just trying to assist. So yeah, maybe. So this is a close up on the eyes. This is 18. Let's go to 19. Profile of pack barking. Camera tracks to the stranger dog. Still a statue. So yeah, now these are kind of getting a little repetitive. So I'm just going to keep moving. And I'll just write it down, like 19. Profile. Barking dog. 2. It's basically this shot number 10. So 19, same as shot 10, but maybe the dog will be like more. For any writers out there, I'm curious, how do you guys get ideas? Just gonna try to make the this stranger dog feel just kind of like in pain, a little distorted. Oh, Jamal, let's see. How do you feel seeing it play out on the big screen? How do you feel? Big screen. I don't quite understand that question. How do you see it being played on the big screen? Oh, thanks, Beverly. Beverly's my neighbor. She's checking it out. Thank you for participating. But yeah, Jamal, I'm not sure what you mean. How did you feel seeing it played out on the big screen? Yeah. No, the Us movie, I thought it was pretty cool. It's like seeing your ideas on the big screen. I mean, I do commercials too, And just seeing like commercials of an idea that I made, it's like, yeah, I did that. That it made it. That's great, you know. And but all in all, it just feels great to be part of the project, part of the process. All right, let me go back to the shot list. All right. Profile of dog barking, camera tracks. Okay, behind the stranger's dog, we see the pack growling, barking, circling. The stranger dog's back begins to open up, or the hair on its back start to fall off, or tentacles push its way out of the hair follicles. That is something I did remember from the film. So it was not there in the script. I could bring the script back. Let's see. Yeah, we're right here at 72. Sits upright, completely still. He stares at him a beat. The dogs are aware of something. They begin to seem a bit confused, uncomfortable. The new dog continues to stare, sitting rigidly, unnaturally still, his eyes dead, lusterless black spheres. Let me just take this right here. So, you know, before so much so like scripts these days are given to you where you cannot like draw on them, you can't print them out, you can't screen grab them, you can't do any of that stuff. So you're always having to look at like a different screen just for security reasons, and it definitely makes the process a little more clunky. But I mean that's kind of how we have to storyboard these days. But I mean, what I would love to do is, you know, have the script like this, and then you could just draw your thumbnails on the side of the script. I mean, that's how I used to do it, until security was an issue. But so let's see, we are bewildered. A few dogs start to pace as if sensing something, a portent, a danger, but so odd. They begin a soft purring growl. So that is this right here, the soft purring growl right here. And then the new dog remains a statue. That's this right here. The growling builds. More dogs begin to pace nervously, faster, encircling, emitting hisses, snarls. The lack of response driving them into frenzy, so they're going crazy now. Barks, growls, more frenetic pacing, the din escalating. 3 dogs start to close in on the stranger, and then they attack. So I guess they want this build. So like, you know, the question I ask myself is, well, how do you show that? And I think this was a great suggestion from Jamal, and here you're seeing it more like it's getting more intense. I'm not sure. I mean, this is an interesting posture, but I don't know if that's showing like escalation. But so like my shot 20 is behind the stranger dog. We see the pack growling, barking, and circling. The stranger dog's back begins to open up and starts to fall off. So maybe we do some more like those maybe we do another one of, sorry, I should just stick to my shot list. So I'm going over our dog. That's the hind legs like that. It cuts away to the dog's shadow against the wall in the script. Oh, I get it. You see the shadow of the transformation. Yes. Now, I don't quite like that. I mean, I'm going to storyboard it that way, showing the shadow, but I feel as though that it could be more visual. So that's why I wrote all this other stuff, all these other ideas. But let's see. Giving it some like lumps or something. It's always nice to throw a drop shadow that kind of grounds the character. Or I like doing this, showing that they're all kind of barking at this dog. Is there anybody on here that does like animation storyboards? I'm curious. Here, let me start a poll. How many animators, animation storyboard artists out there? Start a poll. So I am curious how long it takes them to do a sequence. That's a cool idea. TDM. That's cool. Yeah, it opens up frills or something. Were you thinking of that from the drawing? I'm curious. Begin transformation. It opens up frills. That's cool. That's an interesting idea. And then let's see, where are we? Where are we in my shot list? Raking profile shot of foreground dog barking. In the background, 3 dogs sprint toward the stranger dog. Ah, yes. So the growl builds. More dogs begin to pace, nervously faster and circling, emitting hisses, snarls. The lack of response driving them into frenzy. Barks, growls, more frenetic pacing. The din escalating. 3 dogs start. Okay. Again, there are no right or wrong answers to this. It's just tell the story, and you know, if something cool happens, something cool happens. But try to follow what you have to keep the story going, even if it's a bad idea. It's totally cool. So my idea here was so all this is happening there. We have a foreground dog right here barking. Bark, bark, bark. And then behind you see this foreground dog barking, and then you see 3 dogs. I mean, I drew 2, but you see 3 dogs going after it. Maybe you could do a rack focus. But I mean, it's going pretty fast. I mean, maybe it could be a split diopter shot where everything's in focus. I draw this right here because this is kind of like to represent the dogs in the background, and then I'm showing that it rack focuses to these dogs charging, and then they attack. The shadow of the new dog against the kennel wall. The shadow suddenly lurches upward. The kennel roars. So what I wrote, okay, well, here, why don't we just draw this shadow shot really quick? Just because they wrote it. Don't agree with it, but you just got to see what it looks like. I'm just going to look up a shadow on wall. You know, I get very jealous of people that can see the image in their head. Because, I mean, there are people like Kim Jong-gi. I mean, it's such a shame that he passed away, but I mean, he could like see it in his head. And I have another friend of mine, Josh Lee. He can draw whatever comes to his mind. It's amazing. So jealous of that guy. I'm glad he's not in my competition right now. But I love you, Josh. wherever you are. So we'll say I do like horror, but other genres are great too. But horror, I feel you can really play with the magic of revealing something or not revealing. Oh, do I think in words? I do. I think I do. But I mean, like I have sometimes I have images. Well, I have a lot of images in my head, and sometimes I see it and I have to describe it to get it out of me. But it was funny. I was watching Bluey today with my kids, and this one episode where this one of the little children made a horse out of clay, and she was so proud. It looked great, but then all the kids is like, "It looks like a cow. It looks like a cow," and she got sad, and then this other little dog helps her out and says, "Well, let's go look at what a horse looks like." So they look at the horse and they compare it to the little clay thing that looks like a cow, and they said, "We need to make it have a longer neck because it looked like this." It looks like a cow. It looks like a cow. It needs a longer neck. So they made a longer neck. And then a person came over, another kid comes over and is like, "Hey, it looks like a giraffe. What a great giraffe you made." And he's like, "Oh, I failed again." And it's like, it's not a giraffe. It's a horse, you know? And then they said, "Okay, maybe we got to make it shorter like that." And they're like, "Yeah, that looks a lot better." It's all because they needed to use reference. Like, not everybody can see it in their head, or what is that? Memory photo. I don't even know what it's called, but I'm jealous of those people. But even if you can't see it in your head, you can still become a storyboard artist. Thank goodness for the internet. And AI is a whole nother topic that I want to cover in a live stream. Not today, but there are resources. Use them. They're all tools. But just for right now, you're not going to get replaced by AI. I'm so sure of it. You got to just use it to your advantage. But you still need your human touch. You still need that human touch. We'll just go like this. I'm just going to draw my little dog or my horse. This is like the wall. Maybe you feel the nose of one of the other barking dogs right there. I'm going to move this over, maybe like over here a little bit. So like me, I think very logically when it comes to storyboarding. Are you getting paid for doing this work, or are you doing it free out of pure passion? I am doing it free, not out of passion, but out of sharing. I believe in sharing because why not? It's it's super helpful. Like, I want people to believe in themselves. I want people to know that they can do it too. I am nothing like special. I just did it. You can do it. I mean, also because of the strike right now, and I want to, this actually has helped me like get out of like my head, because when you're not working because of the strike, you feel like all alone, isolated. You think that like if you're not getting jobs, like I'm a freelancer, I'm not on salary, and if you're not getting jobs, you start thinking like, I suck, I'm no good, or I'm obsolete, and I don't have my contacts. I mean, I reach out to all my contacts, and all my contacts right now are just saying it's dead. I don't got anything. It's slow, and I mean that reassures me. But being able to share, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I can provide something. I mean, my wife, she had to go back to work. She was a stay-at-home mom. Now she's working. Like the strike just changed everything. But I mean, that's why I'm like, so grateful that I had a job today. I have a job tomorrow, and I had a job yesterday. But I feel it's you guys that make that I make these storyboards for, like for the big screen. It's for fans. It's for everyone that appreciates film and goes to movies. That's just how I feel. I mean, we could talk more about it when, like, maybe in the morning. But right now I'm a little wiped, but I don't know. Did that kind of answer the question? Have I surpassed 10,000 hours doing this? I don't know. But I've been doing it since 2011. And what is right now, 2023? I mean, I've been doing art since, my mom was an animator. So art was kind of always around me. All right, you know what? It's 10:38. I did not get as much as I thought I'd get done, but we will come back to this. So right now, let's just open it up for questions, and I'll answer some questions. I'll keep drawing while I answer questions. It's kind of fun. I don't know if I've surpassed 10,000 hours. Maybe. Eric, you're not alone, buddy. Happy you're taking the time to do this. Fun just to hang out a few times a week. Yeah, totally. Thank you, Paul. Straight shooter, yes. Hopefully it's better on the other side of the strikes. This has been really awesome and educational. Thank you for sharing. Thanks for being here, man. Oh, and you guys are awesome. Thank you. If I want to make a music video, storyboarding involved? Yes. It depends on the director, though. But I mean, if you want to make if you want to make a music video, for sure. Like, again, storyboards are kind of like a like, okay, I need to have a shot of the shadow on a wall, So if you're gonna make a storyboard, or if you're gonna shoot a film, Like you could have it written down or you could have a visual. So it just depends, you know, do you like having a visual or a shot list? Yeah, it just depends. Now I'm just kind of scribbling because I don't know what this creature is going to look like. Is getting an agent crucial to get consistent work as a storyboard artist? It's not crucial. Like, again, like the way that I got the film Get Out was when I was a production assistant on the movie R.I.P.D. I made connections with other storyboard artists, and I'm just like, hey, this is what I want to do. How do I how do I do it? And one of the storyboard artists, his name is Jim Magdaleno, he was a PA also, and he knew my struggle because he went through the struggle of becoming a storyboard artist. He got handed Get Out. He couldn't take it because it was low pay. It was what was it? It was like $20 an hour. But I wanted to do feature films, so I said yes, I'll do it. It doesn't matter. And I've heard Jordan Peele, but because of Key and Peele, but to be honest, I didn't watch it at that time. I mean, like when you're working, it kind of consumes your life. I mean, it's hard to watch stuff, to be honest. I mean, and having a family and stuff. But trying to find opportunities, like, you know, I don't know how you would do it today. Like, I mean, the way I did it was I built a portfolio. I sent it out to different agencies. And the one that picked me up was Storyboards Inc. But again, I had to be very persistent. Because they're very busy, and I'm a newbie, and I just push. And then they liked my stuff. It was nice and loose. Maybe I could show my portfolio when I was like back in the day. But yeah, they saw promise, and I delivered. And I think I told Paul this, but when my first job was, you know, they said, okay, can you work at can you go to this director's house at 3 p.m.? I'm like, yeah, of course, let's do it. And so I go 3 p.m. and I'm there till like around 5 because I'm sketching with him. And then he says, okay, so we need this by tomorrow morning. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, shit, I got to do an all-nighter. But I said, yes, all right, let's do it. Let's go. You know, and I stayed up till like 4 a.m, finishing 2 spots, which is around 30 to 40, maybe 50 frames. And yeah, you got to do it. And I delivered. And that was, sometimes that's what you got to do. So like working for free, I did a lot of free stuff before to help build my portfolio. I mean, I was a production assistant, so I got to meet a lot of different people in the film industry, and I got to network and just let people know that I want to do art. I want to do storyboards. And people like, yeah, all right, here, I have a script. Why don't you try this? Or I have this, I have that. And then you start accumulating more work, and then you could start using that to give to different agencies. That's a good topic. Agents and agencies. Let's see. Can you talk about the time on Lovecraft Country? I would love to do something like that one day. Oh, Lovecraft Country was real fun. Like I worked with Misha Green, the creator, and it's funny. It's a Jordan Peele production, or produced by, and I didn't get hit up by him. I got hit up by the visual effects supervisor, and his name's Kevin Blank. Awesome guy. And I texted Jordan, like, hey dude, I'm on your show. And he's like, dope, you know. And yeah, I could, you know, I did episode 8. That was like my episode. And then I did other little things of other episodes. I met this one director, Helen Shaver. She's wonderful. She actually hired me back on the show The Penguin that got shut down because of the strikes. That happened in June, I think. And yeah, I'll talk more about. I got to write these things down, because with Lovecraft Country, there was this scene, and that I got to add a little to, and she loved it. And it's kind of like, it's cool how like storyboarding, you can come up with different visual ideas, and you're kind of like a writer at the same time. I mean, I don't want to say that I'm a writer, but I help come up with visual gags, visual story beats that help move the story forward, or make it more creepy, or make it more like action oriented, interesting stunts, those kinds of things. But yeah, let's see. What program are you using? Right now I'm using Photoshop, but I like to do different, I like Photoshop because I've been using it since the beginning. And what am I on? And then I tried Painter out because someone told me it just feels more natural. Oh no, Jim Magdaleno uses Painter, and I had to try it. It feels great. Yeah, maybe I should try. I'll show you but now I'm I like to do like cleaner stuff on Clip Studio, and it's nice because you don't need a subscription or nothing. And sorry, I'm still getting over this cold. It's not COVID. It's, I don't even know. I don't know. But sorry. But the program that I use now a lot is Storyboard Pro, because it's just like kind of the bare bones, and it's nothing special. Like I mean, I love these, like, you know, multiply, what are these called? I don't know what these are called, but you know, you could draw something like this. Here's like a person, and then you could take multiply, and let's say you go and bring something like this, and you could like go over it like that. It's like a transparency, but if you have it on normal, see how it just paints right over, like opaque. Like I love that of Photoshop. I wish they had that in Storyboard Pro. Blending modes, thank you. Yes, blending. And like you could do so many little tricks in here to make it look like a photo, make it look great. Where the Storyboard Pro, I mean, it's like bare bones. Like, here, I'll bring it up real quick. Like, here, this is my, I mean, I made my own brushes, but basically, like, the brush that you're kind of like given with at the beginning is like, I think I deleted it because it sucked so much. But here, let me see. You're given something like this. It's like a, it just feels weird and it's too clean, too nice, you know. But I got used to it, and I like to make it like this so I could build up on it. But it look, and then after when I output it, it looks just like Photoshop, which is kind of cool. But you know, getting used to how it feels is something that people just gotta play with, you know. I mean, that's how it was with Photoshop, you know. You gotta just play with it. Is there anybody out here that's international? I mean, this is what I would do with my rough. And then you could do this L. You hit L, it's like a light table. Then you come back in. And you can like clean it up a little more. I mean, the way that I use Storyboard Pro though now is I'll do my thumbnails like in here, and then I'll just get the marquee tool right here, copy, and then go in here, paste, and then I paste it in there, and then here I'll show you the beauty of this program that I like. Let's go right here. I'll take this guy here, copy. Because Storyboard Pro is an animation program. It's for animation storyboards because it easily goes into this other program called Harmony. Has anybody heard of these things? Harmony? See how I'm kind of making it animate? Directors love this. But some directors would rather not see all these animation and just want to see the board. So, oops. So it's like, so that's what's fun about this. What I used to do was I would cut these out individual frames, and then I would go to Bridge and flick through it in Bridge. I'll show you that another time, but I just felt like this was quicker, you know. And then what I would do here, I like to usually start out with blue line, and then cut the rib cage here, and it's kind of fleshy right there. Again, this is just a shadow, but What else is pretty cool about this is that you could just grab that one line and you could delete that line, or you could just grab both these lines and then move the pivot point and you could close its mouth. So it's like this, and if I duplicate that frame and then I move that mouth up like that, you could go back to the first one and you could up, which is cool. I like that. But so yeah, that's Storyboard Pro. I will get into that a little later, but for now it all starts with the thumbnails, and it's okay if they are crude. Just tell the story. Let's see. Do you ever edit animatics with sound and everything? Yes, I have done that before, but then I got fired off of this job. It's called, I was on this job, Blue Eye Samurai. It's for Netflix. And, oh wait, let's see, what did it say? Any animation storyboard out there? 100% no. Wow, cool. Crazy. Do you ever do anime? Yeah, it's, when they used the sound, I wasn't verbally telling the story because they were using the soundtrack to tell the story. And I'm not used to working like that. Like, I'm used to like drawing my stuff and then being like, okay, look, then the dog's head comes up. All the other dogs start looking. Your story, you're telling the story, you're telling the story. And then you're right here. All the dogs come closer. The bad dog gets up and it starts to like seize. It's starting to shake uncontrollably. And then we punch in on its face and it starts foaming at the mouth. And then all the dogs start growling. And then the bad dog, the eyes start going black. And then you have the top shot. They start getting closer to the bad dog, and then the eyes are just like become concave maybe, and then yeah, I was fired because they weren't pretty pictures. I guess they like animation's a little bit different. Like, I guess they like I think animation, they because, okay, I can't talk for animation because I don't do animation storyboards, but of what I've heard is that the storyboards that you do are basically like going to be 1-to-1 when you send it off to Korea or Japan or India to for them to animate, and it has to be spot on. But you know, at the time with the Blue Eyed Samurai, it wasn't, they weren't sure if it was going to be 2D animation or 3D animation. So, you know, by the time I got fired, I don't think they still decided. But like with 3D animation, it could be a little bit, it doesn't have to be like on model. That's what they call it. Which is like Bart Simpson, you know, he needs to look like Bart Simpson. But like when I was at Riot Games, they didn't mind. They just care about what's the story, what's going to happen, you know. I mean, I appreciate beautiful pictures, but of what I do, I tell stories for live action and figure out the logistics behind it. And I love that. I love to be able to help all the departments get what they need. And yeah, you know. Oh yeah, and when I got fired, I was pretty like, I was kind of devastated, you know, because it sucks being fired. And I ended up talking to the director why, and it's 11 o'clock. All right, I gotta go, you guys. Thank you so much. And we'll talk again next week. Thank you, guys. How do I end this?